that her entire living room is plasticked, and there is a set of power tools sitting on the
Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Lisa. Welcome to my channel. Now this story is about horrors of online dating. Now at one point in time, we are all being into the looking for love, going to the online to find someone who matches your kind of person, matches what you like, matches who you are. Now those women have come out to say some thrilling stories, some chilling stories about their experiences online on some dating apps and how it all ended. Now the first story is about the story was told by a friend of a friend. Now she said that the story is it goes like she met this guy online, invited. Later the guy calls and be like, oh, this da 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 da, I locked my roommate locked me outside, can I come and see you? And at about 3 a.m. in the evening, and the guy calls, my phone is down, I would like to use your charger and stuff. And she was like, oh, you can get the charger from the kitchen. And it goes like, the charger is bad, can you have another one, can you come out? Like, the way he wasn't persistent on her coming out from the room, she was a little bit skeptical, and her instincts just kicked in, and she was like, no, I have to go. And she called the police. Now personally, hearing this story, I was like, okay, but personally I think she had more reasons to call the police, not just him asking for charger. Maybe his demeanor, the way he was asking questions, or the way he was looking around when he came over to her house. I don't know, I wasn't there, I don't know, it's just my own opinion. Now I think that's one of the things that tipped, and she was like, there's something wrong with this guy, there's something wrong with the way he's asking for stuff, there's something just not just right. So she calls the police, and the police comes, and what they see was very, 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 very traumatizing. That's the word for it. Because in the regular day, I know for her, I think that scenario, that particular experience is going to stick with her for life. So let's check the video.
story time on why you should be really careful about who you're dating. So this is a true story, friend of a friend kind of thing. There was a young girl. She lived in New York City, and she was on a dating app and matched with this young guy. He seemed like a really great person. He had his stuff together, good job, lived local to the area. They talked for a few weeks. Everything was going really great. No red flags, all of that good stuff. He decides to ask her out one night, and she agrees. They end up going to this really nice restaurant. He pays. He's a gentleman. He's nice to wait staff. They wrap up the night, and they both go to their respective homes. And after she gets settled at her apartment, she gets a text from him saying that he lost his key, and he's trying to get a hold of his roommate. His roommate isn't home, but his roommate is also not answering. So he's kind of like stuck outside of his apartment. Just sort of like telling her that, and she just kind of figures, all right, I'll invite you over. So, maybe give him a little bit of time to figure out what's going on, either find his key or get in contact with his roommate. So he comes over to her apartment, and they have, a really nice chat. They sit on the couch. Finally, she decides that she's going to go to bed. She doesn't know why, but she goes into her own bedroom, which has a door, and she ends up locking it. And it's just one of those things that she felt like she needed to do, which I totally get. Like, new people in your space. Sometimes it's nice to just be extra cautious. So she goes to her bedroom, she locks the door, and he's sleeping on the couch. Around 3 a.m, she wakes up to a knocking on her door. It's her date. And he asks her if she has a cell phone charger because his cell phone is dead and he needs to charge it. This is the part where it gets really crazy. So she tells him that she has one and it's on the kitchen counter. And she just tells him this through the door. She doesn't get up. She doesn't unlock the door. She doesn't go and find it for him. And I'm thinking to myself, if this was me, I would totally get up and grab it for the person and give it to them and then be like, all right, anything else? Good night. He says thank you. He goes, he grabs the charger, whatever. She doesn't know. She just goes right back to sleep. A few minutes later, he knocks on the door again. He said it's not working, and does she have one in her room? At this point, she's thinking that there's something up. She decides to call the police, which, once again, good for you, girl, for having the instinct to connect with the police. The police show up to the apartment. They knock on the door. She hears some commotion going on. And then she gets a knock on her bedroom door, because mind you, she hasn't come out this entire time. And it's a police officer. And he said, we've cleared the apartment. We have him in custody. We really need you to come out of your room so you can take a look at your apartment. She opens the door and walks out, and she sees that her entire living room is plasticked. And there is a set of power tools sitting on the floor. This girl, because of her instinct to not open the door to a weird request for a phone charger in the middle of the night, saved her. Before you decide to take someone home or let them stay at your place, think twice about it.
Now, wow, that story was intense. Now, this next story is about another woman too, another dating app fiasco. Now, she was going to see, and so this guy too. Now, in her own situation, I think she went like she drew the line before it could get to a real date, and that was what saved her life. I think she was a little bit alert. Like I think people doing the online dating have to be 100% full alert. Use your instinct, because a lot of people online, they do a lot of crazy things just to meet people and do some serious, God knows what they do to them. And when you think you want to get into that world of dating app and getting to meet new people, you have to be very, very alert. You have to let people know a lot of things. You have to be informed. You have to get in touch with people to get your opinion and stuff. So let's hear what she has to say about the story and an experience. Then we'll come back and dive into what you think on how we're going to.
One time I was talking to this guy on Bumble, and he wanted to go on a first date, and he wanted to go on a hike. And I know that's like a new thing now, that people want to go on a hike and don't want to get a drink, don't want to do that. I was like, okay, that's fine, but I don't want to go on a hike. I don't want to go in the middle of nowhere in the woods with someone that I don't know. I was like, well, how about a park or something? He's like, no, I want to go on a hike. And I was like, okay, you're going to go on a hike by yourself then. I'm not going into the woods or into the middle of nowhere with someone I don't even know, sir. And he was like, all right, well, we can go for a drive then. I'm like, I don't want to go for a drive. If I didn't want to go on a hike, I don't want to go for a drive. I do not want to be alone with you, sir. That is not what we're going to do on a first date. Hello, people are crazy. So then he was like super pushy about it, and I thought that was weird. And then he was like, well, that's fine, we can go to this park then, I'll pick you up, what's your address? And I was like, absolutely not, I'm not giving you my address, you're a stranger. And he was like, why I want to be a gentleman, why won't you let me pick you up? And I was like, you can be a gentleman in a million ways, and you being super pushy right now is not the way to be a gentleman. I am not giving you my address. And he was like super aggressive about it. So then I was like, you know what, I'm gonna block you, I'm not gonna talk to you anymore. So I blocked him on Bumble. Now, he didn't have my full name, he didn't have my phone number. All of a sudden I get this Facebook message, and he was like, hey, sorry, I'm in the CVS parking lot, someone pulled up next to me. He was like, hey, why did you block me? And I was like, bro, this is why I blocked you. First of all, you are super aggressive. You want to meet in the middle of nowhere. Second of all, you want my address. You're like, want to pick me up, whatever. And now you found me on Facebook. I do not know how. Like, I blocked you, and unless you had my images saved and then you Google image search me after, like, why did you even have my picture? Like, how could you even find me after Bumble? So then I blocked him on Facebook, and he finds me on Instagram. And I was like, bro, you are boo, 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 like setting off all sorts of alarms. So then I got back on Bumble, and I like reported him to Bumble, and I was like, hey, this is what's going on. He seems super creepy. He's super pushy about a first date. He wants to meet a first date in the middle of nowhere. He wants to meet in the woods. He wants to go for a drive, whatever. Now he's found me on all of these different forms of social media. So I blocked him. I blocked him here. I blocked him on all forms of social media that I can. And then I didn't hear from him again, but I was like, this is a little sketchy. So I have the guy's like information, and I am always like watching the news to see if maybe he pops up as like a serial killer or something. But I think I might post him on one of those Are We Dating the Same Guys and just be like, hey, alert, alarms, like watch out for this dude because he wants to meet you in the middle of nowhere, wants your address, and then he gets really angry if you don't give it to him.
Wow, now a lot of things goes on in the world of dating. As women especially, we have to be careful, we have to be mindful, we have to be alert, because some of these guys they don't like us women. They are intimidated and frustrated, and some tend to pass on their frustration to the next person online. Especially online, a lot of crazy things happen behind the keyboard, behind the screen, behind the tapping of the phone. Why we have to be like that? For the first lady, I don't know. Personally, for me, I think the first wrong thing she did was letting the guy on the first date come to your house. Now, where I'm from, You're not even allowed to touch me on the first date, to hold my hand on the first date. Now, I think that's where the red flag should start from. Why should have ticked off the red flag? Because I like what the second lady did. I like what she was of. I think it was, even if it was in the second lady's position, I think that such scenario wouldn't have happened of him trying to unalive her and stuff. So I think the first red flag should have ticked from her red flag book was the guy saying, oh, can I come up to your face and my roommates are, can I come over to your face? No, dude, that's not allowed. You call a friend and go to a friend's house. You must have a friend. I'm not your only friend. Dude, we just met. I just met you today. You're not coming to my house. Should have drew the line there and just let him go. Because coming to his house first date and be like, oh, I lost my, that was a red flag. She shouldn't have allowed that, no matter how in need he could be, because it's the first thing. He's a guy, it's my house, a lot of things can go wrong. That should be the first tick in the heart. Like, a lot of things can go wrong. He's stronger than me. I'm a lady. That's good. So we have to be mindful, we have to be careful, we have to be always in the careful zone. Don't go above your careful zone. But when it comes to dating and meeting the first date, even meeting people in a person, with aside on online dating, a lot of bad things happen. Talk less of the people you meet online that give different persona, as they talk online, give different persona. When you see them in person, there's something different, or you're just taking off the red flag. No, ladies, let's leave that alone. Let's leave that aside. Let's put that back. Wherever it is, we should always be alert. Please do a background check. I think the old lady was very good. Please try as much as possible, and also let people know where you are going. Give information to family and friends, because you never know what is going to happen. You never know. Give them your location, trying to play safe and things to help yourself and keep yourself safe. Let's be safe out there. Let's be mindful. Okay, now if you like such videos and you enjoy, please help a girl out. Please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and hit the notification so we can get more juicy topics on how we women have to move forward in life. Okay, so let's go. Thank you. See you next time. Bye.